Yes, this video is a re-upload. The video got taken down and not many people got to see it because YouTube wanted to age restrict my shit because I was making jokes about the people who, got the blue and white flag, the one with the star, the ones that be, killing kids and shit. But no, we don't support that over here. So hey man, if you've seen the video already 2 weeks ago, please just leave the video in the background, leave a like so the algorithm can do its thing. Also, new video, potential man tales on the second channel. Enjoy the video. Free Palestine. Y'all know what it is.
Where we last left off, Sonic had been transported into a new world as a result of yet again messing up Eggman's evil scheme. The people of this new world weren't very fond of him and wanted him to be dealt with quickly, but Sonic then proceeded to show them how much of a ragebaiter he really is. And even after having a moment of doubt that he'll never be able to reunite with his friends again, he keeps it pushing cause he's Sonic the Hedgehog. And after completely no diffing a sports car, he was greeted with a beautiful view before falling into a pool, but thankfully there was someone there to save him. But little did he know that this was the start of the most force dynamic in anime ever.
Operation 1. Infiltrate the IDF, Sonic.
Chris ends up calling both his parents to tell him that he discovered a cat in his pool, and Sonic is not fucking with this disrespect. He even has the audacity to give Sonic cat food. You better learn to respect my goat, fuck nigga. The fuck? Forgot to mention that he had a butler deliver him this food. If you couldn't tell by how huge his backyard is, in the background, bro lives in a Diddy mansion, which explained why he's talking to his parents on the phone. They too busy chasing that bag. And they try to make me feel sympathy for how lonely he is by showing us that he keeps the photos he has with his parents hung up, but nah, we good. There's plenty of fatherless niggas who gotta live off of EBT. And you want me to feel sad about the nigga with a butler? Sonic ends up dipping to get himself some edible eats, and the show cuts to him fucking that shit up. But who's that slamming the door like that? Holy shit, it's Gramps is here, shamelessly looking like Timu Doc Brown, and apparently his name is Chuck, but they definitely never said his name in this episode, so I'm calling him Gramps till the end of the series. He instantly notices that Sonic is the mysterious figure that's been all over the news recently, and believes that my goat is a clanker. And after Chris reveals that Sonic is an anthropomorphic hedgehog, Gramps can't believe it. Sonic ends up seeing Cream and Cheese on the news and instantly rushes to save them, but there's a huge problem. He don't know where the fuck they at, and Chris calls him out for that. So Chris, Sonic, and Gramps get to plotting, and they find out that they're being held in Area 51, but this isn't your average military apparently. They out here moving like the IDF, and this why Gramps is my nigga, and he decides that he'll side with Sonic with zero hesitation. He got them boys pulling up in the Zoom 1000. He also gives Sonic a scouter. Bro out here looking like Saiyan Saga Vegeta is over 9,000! Head ass. Sonic jumps out the car and skadooches away. Nigga got Gramps out here trying his hardest to keep up. They out here moving like Prime Harden and Dan Tony, because apparently the scouter has Bluetooth, and Gramps gives him the most elite comms ever. Just keep going in suspicious looking directions. I'm sure it'll take you to your destination. Chris's loser ass talking about some, that's irresponsible. It's not my fault that you're lame, nigga. And Sonic hops in a nearby vent like he Mario going down a pipe. Him and Gramps moving like how me and my boys be with the meta glasses. Yeah, feel me. Sonic starts moving like he John Wick, sneaking through them vents and sidesteps past the camera so fast that they couldn't even detect his presence. While Sonic is having the time of his life, Cream and Cheese are getting done like they, you know what? I'm not even gonna make that joke. Just look up what started in 1941. On some real shit though, why are they treating Cream like this, man? Leave her alone. Like there's no need for you to be looking this pressed, miss. At this, the fuck is this child gonna do to you? Kill you? Sonic eventually arrives at an oddly suspicious looking door, but can't figure out a way to get in without causing a ruckus. But one thing of how to do that, the light very conveniently shuts off, and Sonic doesn't waste a second to take advantage of this opportunity. But Cheese gets too excited, which draws attention to them, so it's time to do the good old dash. Turns out the power was disrupted by these paper plane chips or whatever, and while our trio crew are trying to escape, the workers end up turning the power back on, and you won't believe what Sonic says.
Shit. My glorious Azul King cursing? Okay. I see why I wanted me to watch the Japanese. It's kind of fire.
Sonic then proceeds to do his 2022 Mbappe cosplay as he jumps and murks one of the cameras, hops on another to use it as a turret to break the remaining cameras in the section, and right before the door can cut Cream and Cheese off, he zooms in and saves them at the buzzer. But job's not finished, and there's still more cameras waiting for them, but the paper plane ships from earlier come flying in and start taking down the cameras, and Sonic ain't the type to question it and just goes with the flow. They eventually reach the top of the building, and Sonic starts starts hearing propeller sounds, and that's when he knew his little bro, Tails, was helping him out the whole time as he breaks through the roof and lands on the tornado with style. Safe to say, the IDF breakout was a success.
Later that day,
they end up winding down at Gramps' crib, and the geezer is mad impressed at Tails' mechanical prowess. Got little bro blushing and shit, but Tails then locks in and asks Sonic, if you, I, Cream, and Cheese were all affected by that accident, could it also be that all the others are here? And Sonic's like, oh yeah, that would mean Knuckles, Amy, and...
Trouble in Station Square. Eggman makes his first move.
Eggman instantly gets to plotting on taking over Station Square and is like, let's go gambling, as he uses a deck of cards which includes all of his robots as a source for his slot machine in order to select which one to deploy. Just like how this video is sponsored by cows. Nah nigga, you thought we got morals on this channel. We then cut to the beach and hold on, who is this fine lady? Man, I pray my girl don't see this shit, dog. Eggman's robot then emerges from the sea and starts wrecking havoc. I'm talking bodies. And this nigga eyeball that is having the time of his life. The police out here posted up talking about some freeze or we'll shoot. They trying their hardest to look vicious, son. I'm dead crying. They let them bullets spray and it's not very effective. So might as well just whip out the flamethrower. And for a second, it looked like they won. But that don't work. And as soon as them boys realized Eggman was about to send their ass to a Juice WRLD concert, they folded it instantly and told his ass to press the chief officer instead. And you want to know what Sonic is doing while the city is in chaos? He's just casually chilling at the top of Mount Everest. Eggman continues wreaking havoc on the city, and he just doing shit for the swag now, since bro tells his robot to meet him on the roof, and this clinker grapples through the center of the building and destroys each floor just to get to the top. I'll still give him the plus 10,000 aura though, since his pose was kind of clean, I ain't gonna lie. Bro then decides to drop a warning shot on the chief by destroying his car, as the Eggman then announces himself to the world on live television somehow, and the chief realized he don't get paid enough for this shit and tells Eggman to slide on the mayor so that he can pull a Doflamingo and take over this city. They get the mayor to slide through, and I kid you not, this absolute buffoon told Eggman, we will not yield to your threats. I kid you not, if I saw my police department getting cooked like this and my mayor still refused, I'd be out of that city faster than how these OF models be requesting child support when an athlete gets them pregnant. Good thing I got Mom Donnie though. Eggman ain't having it and fires another warning shot, and the mayor's like, you'll have to ask the governor. Nah, fuck that shit, the president. And Eggman deadass looks like he just lost his wife, but right before he could command E23 to kill the mayor, that boy's Miles Tails Prower comes soaring in, weaving both of E23's punches and lets them bullets spray. But it's not very effective, as E23 proceeds to retaliate by demolishing the tornado's propellers. But hey man, I ain't even mad at bro, he went out swinging, and that's all I ever wanted to see from this little nigga, man. Turns out Knuckles and Amy are spectating together, and Knuckles' black ass wants no part of this. He's just trying to mind his business. But Amy rushes straight into the elevator, and the way she crosses her shoulders and lets the elevator close on Knuckles is tough. Meanwhile, this nigga Sonic's just skadooshing around the world, and when he notices a crowd of people glued to the TV, he reverses and is surprised to see Eggman. But when he sees Tails and Chris, he says, they seem to be having fun. Is this nigga serious? Tails hasn't even reached 10 years of age and is out there fighting for his life. Nigga, what about this seems funny? Cut back to this fight, and that girl Amy charging at full throttle. Is this the dagger?
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Amy starts doing her Princess Peach cosplay, and Knuckles tries to save her, but Eggman's like, not too fast, nigga, and threatens to kill Amy if he dares to take another step, and everything is starting to look grim. But Chris hears Sonic zooming in, and look at Eggman's face, dog. He knows that this shit is over, as Chris drops off a ring to Sonic, and as soon as they saw this shit, E23 just tossed Amy aside, and Knuckles catches her like the kind gentleman he is. Sonic spin dashes right up the building, and Eggman fires back, but this doesn't even face Sonic as he zooms into the sky, and E23 meets him there, but Sonic starts violating crazy, slapping your ass mid-fight. Ref, do something. He then lets himself get reeled in and beats E23 into breaking his own arm off. So E23 gets back by literally blowing Sonic up. Peep how Eggman is, bro. I'll deadass feel bad for bro. This is genuine joy. He deadass thought he won, but Sonic comes zooming back down and one-shots E23 with ease, leaving Eggman absolutely wasted. Eggman flies away, spouting absolute nonsense, and Amy hits Sonic with the sneak attack hug. But this reunion is ruined by the IDF, and after having guns pointing at him for no reason, Knuckles single-handedly represents the anger every black man in the United States be feeling. Tails comes in clutch by giving them a ladder to grab onto, and the whole gang is reunited again. But Knuckles is like, nah, I'ma do my own thing. Jana!
The next morning.
7つのカオスエメラルドを全部集めると世界のすべてが手に入るって伝説があるわ。
Stop the cap.
God damn, Sega, have some shame. We never beating the DBZ clone allegations, bruh. Amy talking about the emeralds like they summon Shenron, and later on, they talk about how they scatter around the world when you use them. But I swear, that shit is more inconsistent than Drake's discography.
Manish on the beat, shebang. All of my ops, they're dead. Why do they gas me up? Where does it go? My head? This nigga sucks!
The plan is simple though. Get the 7 Chaos Emeralds in order to Chaos Control Sonic and the gang back to their home world. And luckily for them, the Green Emerald is right around the corner.
Green Flash. The hidden Chaos Emerald appears.
Turns out the IDF been working overtime though, since they already got someone camping outside Eggman's base, and they already found out that Chris is housing Sonic and the gang, and already got a Mossad agent on the job. Hey kids, so your homeroom teacher Miss 1D quit yesterday. We totally ain't forced her to leave or anything, but for the rest of the school year, Mr. Stewart will be your homeroom teacher. Nice to meet you guys. Man, shout out to Big Benjamin, man. What to say, young blood? Man, who the fuck? Oh, 6 foot, blonde, with the Cartiers. That's exactly what I want to be like when I grow up. Hey kiddo, your father is Nelson Thorndike, the CEO of Starship Software, and is a prominent Palantir shareholder, right? What's a Palantir? Your mom's Lindsay Fair, the movie star, right? Listen, man, I don't know how you know all this, and having an isolated convo with an elementary schooler on the first day of the job is kind of crazy. I'm gonna tell the principal about this. Man, trust me, kid. That principal getting funded straight from the motherland. He ain't doing shit. Whoa, not too much now. I'm just a big fan of your mom, that's all. Oh, okay then. Do you happen to have a favorite type of animal by any chance? Hedgehogs, I guess? Yo, Chris, Triple D's in Fortnite now, we gotta go! Oh shit, he is? Bet! Ah yeah, just like the big net planned.
Looking back at this, how the fuck is this little nigga the son of multi-millionaires and going to a public school? Boy, if you don't get your ass to Sierra Canyon or some shit, I better send you with Northwest.
These blue-collar workers end up finding the Green Emerald, and this shit was mad dramatic, gang, since it ends up making his crane go haywire for like 3 minutes of the episode. Legit One Piece level of pacing. This discovery ends up getting publicized on the news, and as soon as Chris sees this, he just leaves the class like he Danny Phantom. But that's not even the crazy part, since Mr. Stewart just says fuck it and follows him. How the fuck is this elementary school student allowed to just walk off the campus like this? Do these niggas not have any hall monitors? When I was legit, hall monitors would get on my dick talking about some, hey yo my man, take that hoodie off. Hey yo my man, go kill yourself. And how the fuck is this nigga still employed? He might deadass be a Mossad agent. Turns out Eggman was also tuned into the news, and he pulled up to the spot with his legendary bird trio looking at Clinker. But thankfully, Sonic is here to save the day.
It's out of the park.
Chris ends up fighting the Green Emerald first, but Eggman is like, give me that shit, nigga. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna play the scene in dub, since it be cracking me up every time.
I can't believe it. I found the Chaos Emerald. Hey, that's mine.
Sorry, not anymore.
Niggas be 37 and they ops be 17. Shit crazy, bro. Eggman ends up slapping this bitch ass nigga off the egg pod, but this little shit was determined to bring that emerald home, as bro musters up the strength to pull himself on top, and without hesitation, Eggman tries to shake him off. And just peep how he's smiling, man. Early 2000s Eggman was a menace. Y'all don't understand. He was trying to recreate that one school days ending with an elementary schooler. Meanwhile, Amy ends up lobbing Sonic a ring so that he can right through that clinker. But cut back to Chris and Eggman, and right before falling off, Chris gets a mean ass yoink on Egghead's stash, but he gets pushed off. And after seeing this, that boy Sonic hits the dash. But wait a minute, where the fuck did the Chaos Emerald go? Yeah, it turns out the little nigga stole that shit, no 6ix9ine. And on rewatch, I have no idea how this is physically possible, but ball up top, fat ass. Sonic is able to scoop Chris up, and Mr. Stewart is happy he didn't have to reveal his secret identity, since he was on his way to rescue Chris, talking about, oops, I have not time to be rest. I've got to go back to school. Nigga, you're fired! fired!
Later that night.
Chris ends up coming home to his parents, and honestly, this shit is so wholesome, man. It's been like 7 months, and seeing this rich-ass couple actually give a fuck about their son, this makes my heart melt.
6 hours later.
The Eggman pulls up on Knuckles after getting his ass beat, talking about some, I just want to live a life of peace, and Sonic has gone rogue, keeping the emeralds to himself. Please go beat his ass, Big Red. I need this. And of course, this nigga Knuckles believes him. I refuse to believe he's this slow. Bro just wants an excuse to throw hands with Sonic. Chris, Tails, and Amy end up seeing that there's an energy disruption near Silver Valley and assume that this is due to a Chaos Emerald being in the area. But there's one big problem. They can't use Gramps' car to get there since the butler put his ass in timeout, told that grown ass nigga to take the day off. So they end up using that good old transportation. But Amy and Tails have to LARP as stuffed animals, and naturally, this little girl starts playing with Amy, but the pink demon wasn't gonna let that slide. Yeah, fuck them kids, demon. They end up having a picnic at the top of the valley like the Chaos Emerald gon' magically spawn in, but instead, they're greeted to a giant ass egg mech that scoops them up like the FNAF scooper. Turns out, Eggman was fucking with the signals and was trying to reel the gang out. Tell me about it, Tails. Tell me about it.
Meanwhile.
Bakun. What the fuck?
I don't want to meet nowhere. Pull up in front of my house. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to pull up in front of my house. Pull up in front of the motherfucking precinct and let's bang out. Right down the block. You know where it's at. You study my whole neighborhood. Or pull up in front of the Kmart and let's bang out and let's do it on camera. I throw my life away. You throw your life away right now. Right now. Let's do it for the camera. Right now. And if you win, I'll make sure I got like $70,000 in my pocket. If you body me, you can take the money. Right now. I hate you, nigga. Let's die. Right now.
He fucked up the fit. Oh yeah, he gonna pay for this.
12 seconds later.
Sonic ends up pulling up late since he had to enjoy the beautiful scenery and peep how he brought the flower with him. Knuckles is like, Sonic, how could you dare take the emerald for yourself? And Sonic's like, really nigga, you let that fat ass trick you again? It's nothing personal though, Big Red. I don't want to fight you or anything. And Knuckles takes this personally. That boy Sonic already knew how Knuckles was gonna react though. So before Knuckles could throw a punch, Sonic flicks the flower into the sky. Ayo, replay that shit, gang. This is what I like to call ethical aura farming. Knuckles charges in and throws a barrage of punches, but you're too slow as he baits Knuckles into punching the ground. And imagine looking up to this smirk ass nigga. Sonic knows what he's doing, bro. This gotta be some of the most intentional rage bait ever. The battle between the blue blur and the big red starts now. Their battle will be legendary. Knuckles charges in, but Sonic jumps over and responds with a sidekick that Knuckles dodges with ease before charging back in. But that boy Sonic dodges him with ease. Peep how giddy he is running up that hill. Meanwhile, Knuckles is angry as shit. Take a chill pill, my nigga. He not going anywhere. Sonic eventually gets to the top of a tree talking about some, what a great view. But Knuckles is disturbing the peace and hits a clean home run. Sonic is able to secure a clean landing, but Knuckles starts punching down trees like he a lumberjack. And Sonic's like, come on. And peep the and a boo-boo facial expression at the cherry on top. Ayo, Big Red, nobody believes in you. What are you prepared to do about it? Sonic runs to the end of the tree and uses the one falling behind to launch him like a spring and spin dashes straight into Knuckles off the mountain. Wow, I can't believe I'm doing this, but minus 10k aura for my go. What the fuck is that? Tails ends up discovering the egg mech's wiring, and Amy's like, fuck that nerdy shit, and just slams the wires, which leads to a mini explosion that triggers Sonic's boyfriend tendencies as he decides to put the fight on hold and dashes to go save his queen. And obviously Knuckles is angry, but don't worry, man, you'll understand when you meet Rouge.
Do you like wine?
Only red, the sexiest color.
Gulp, but I am red.
Oh?
Sonic cleanly takes out the egg mech's legs and plus 10k aura for my go. Get that shit back in blood, king. The egg mech ends up transforming, but that boy Knuckles comes swooping in and shuts that shit down real quick and tells Eggman to stay out of their fight. But instead of complying, he takes Chris, Amy, and Tails as hostages. And Knuckles was genuinely surprised that Eggman was lying to him. Like, you ain't see this nigga's grin when he was talking to you? Be so fucking for real, gang. Eggman starts taking the high road, saying it's checkmate since Sonic can't get across the lake. And then Sonic proceeds to just run around the lake and saves them with ease. ease. 300 IQ, by the way. I just love how Amy throws herself onto Sonic here. I need this energy in Sonic 4, man. I can't wait. But Eggman just had to ruin the mood by resurrecting E47 one last time and attempting to kamikaze this bitch. But when the gang needed him most, Knuckles the Echidna appeared as he charges head on and jumps up, no superstar, to send that fat ass blasting off again.
Here I come.
And take E47 out for the count by splitting it right through the middle. But this ends up causing an explosion and the whip blast sends Knuckles flying. But Sonic comes in to save him. And it was at this moment that Knuckles realized he was an idiot for ever taking Eggman's word. Just look at how he smiles at Sonic once the wind goes away. And Sonic smiles right back. This is some real nigga shit. And just like real niggas do, that boy walks into the distance. No words, no nothing, just a simple wave. Also, fun fact, Knuckles and Guts share the same voice actor. I just find this really interesting and I had to share this. Eggman was deadass having the time of his life this series. He just wake up thinking, how can I be a menace to society? He was Dr. Doofenshmirtz before Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Wait a minute, now that I think of it, Doofenshmirtz also kind of looks like Uma.
The ultimate upgrade. Egg Flight X Tornado.
This time, Eggman decides to launch a mech into space and have it devour every satellite just for the fuck of it. Sonic and Tails try to take on Eggman's newest mech head on, but the tornado gets completely overpowered, forcing them to retreat. When the game first got the Green Emerald, Tails had a convo with Chuck about how its chaotic power, y'all see what I did there? Could be used as an energy source. And after that horrible showing against Eggman, Tails spends the whole night adjusting the tornado to handle chaos energy, leading to the birth of the X Tornado. And this baby looking clean. They zoom straight to the skies and weave Eggman's missiles with ease. Just look at this nigga's face, dog. He wants all the smoke. Sonic starts jumping off the missiles like they Goombas, killing out Eggman's mech, and peep the chemistry. As when Sonic's in a jiffy, Tails takes out the missile launcher for him, and when Eggman starts targeting Tails, Sonic repays the favor. And when it looks like he's about to get celled, that boy Tails debuts some new tech and takes that sucker out with ease. So Eggman decides to use his last resort and fight them on the stratosphere, not space. Think of it like Beerus versus Goku, and not whatever the fuck be happening again. Sonic gets the chills, and that's because the temperature drops to about -50 degrees Celsius. But according to Tails, Sonic can easily withstand that. This nigga straight up freezes like Kuzan just touched him while smiling. Plus 100k aura for this one, Big Blue. Tails gives this nigga Chris the most simple instructions ever. Take this ring and put it on the yellow cable under the seat. Keep in mind, Eggman got 3 big ass missiles flying right towards him, and he has the audacity to ask what will happen. You gotta be one annoying ass kid to get Tails mad at you, bruh. He ends up doing his job, and this frees Sonic from the ice as he hits the missiles with the 3-piece homing attack special. Follows it up by finishing the mech with the good, great, awesome, outstanding, amazing. But even after all that, my humble king doesn't take all the credit and says that the real MVPs were Tails, Chris, and the X Tornado.
Yay! 見て見て! Sonic のためにこんなに足作ったのよ.
Oh my god, it's
The Sonomy ship is real.
This is so pink. This is everything I've ever wanted in life. If I see these two kiss, I that's why I have a heart. Oh my god. Is this a dream? Chris ends up getting invited to an opening ceremony, and he's high-key not trying to go, but the butler comes in talking about this is one of your duties as a member of the Thorndike family. Bro is deadass that one flight meme incarnate. There's no limit to the glaze. Grown-ass man, by the way.
Later that same whoopsie-doodle day,
Chris is forced to be at this knockoff Gatsby party. Meanwhile, Sonic's friends having the time of their life on this tropical beach. Nigga, we made it out of Green Hills. Amy sees these couples chilling and calls for Sonic, and this shit broke my heart, man. Y'all don't understand. After doing the walk of sadness and sorrow, she sees this girl hand her boyfriend a lucky charm she made that will make him a better swimmer. And Amy's like, that's a great idea, and makes one for Sonic. Oh my god, it's a Kyrie's lucky charm. She's a wish it all over again. Eggman ends up crashing the ceremony, and you already know the butler was ready to put his life on the line for Chris. Shut them lame ass karate moves up, gang. You is not Alfred. Now this is where shit starts getting ridiculous. As you can see, the ceremony is right next to the island, and Tails and them head towards the action pretty quickly, but Sonic ends up beating them, and that's fair, it's Sonic. But how the fuck have they built this much of an amusement park in this short amount of time? For all my New York niggas, get Eggman spots to work on the Bruckner. This shit been under construction since I was a sperm cell on my soul. Sonic charges in towards the Octomech with a dive kick, but that shit does absolutely no damage, and he ends up getting captured. And Eggman begins to torture him by shoving Sonic in the water. You'd swear this nigga Sonic got a double fruit the way that he be reacting to water. Eggman tells Sonic that if he says he gives up, he'll let him go. And my goat responds by telling that fat ass, not bad. Plus 10k aura, nigga. There's no limit to my glaze. Sonic tries to run off, but it's no use. Have no fear, because Amy is here. As she frees Sonic so that he can grab a ring and hit the Octomech with the good, great, awesome, outstanding, amazing. Amy comes rushing in and gives Sonic a hug and shows him the lucky charms he was working on. But before Sonic can take it, the ground shakes and the bracelet ends up getting destroyed as Eggman re-emerges with this since a scorched looking ass mech. Naturally, Amy starts breaking down to tears, but her sadness turns into rage as she directs his anger right towards Eggman and starts knocking down his mech like it's Jenga before springing off its head top and making Eggman into the ocean. It's not enough as he comes soaring from the sky with the intention to kill Eggman, but she overdoes it and Sonic the goddamn hedgehog dives into the water to save her. Amy starts having flashes of her chasing Sonic while knocking on death's door just to wake up to him being nowhere to be found and starts crying that he can't swim and the bracelet broke. But little does she know that Sonic took the ruined bracelet and fixed it himself. This ship is real!
3 weeks later.
Tails is taking the tornado out for a spin one night, but the green emerald starts tweaking and he gets pulled into a stadium. This is because the owner of the stadium just so happened to have the blue emerald, but when they put the two emeralds together, it ends up creating a beam of light, and you guessed it, that boy Ivo noticed it immediately. But he's not worried about there being two emeralds to collect. He's trying to throw some pitches, batter up, and hit some homers. He pulls up to the ballpark looking like Babe Ruth and snatches the blue emerald and tries to take the green emerald from Tails, but the echidna pulls up with style to rescue the two-tailed fox. This reunion somehow manages to get better as the blue blur comes speeding in as the others follow suit. Everyone is here on some Smash Ultimate shit, but most importantly, peep out Team Sonic hitting the Triforce in the center. I used to pray for times like this. Eggman spawns these ball player mechs out of nowhere. It is insistent on them playing a baseball game where the winner gets to keep the blue emerald, and Chuck spawns out of nowhere talking about some, we'll make you eat those words. That boy Tails pops up wondering who the fuck is we? But it looks like it's set in stone, no Slayer. Who's ready to ball?
Play ball for power. The Chaos Emerald Showdown begins.
Chris is our first batter, and peep the fastball this clanker throws at him. How the fuck is he supposed to compete? He ends up striking out off screen, and I ain't even gonna cook him since that deadass wasn't fair. Next up is Tails. Lil bro's confidence for once, talking about some, leave it to me. But apparently this robot ate the Gomu Gomu no Mi, and like a wise Chris move once said, that's some cheese. But have no fear, because Amy is here as she hits a clean ass homer. That shit is out of the ballpark. But these clankers got 100% team chemistry and catch the ball mid-air. This ends up being their third out, so they switch sides, and Amy thinks this is bowling since he strikes a clanker out. Later, Amy ends up striking another batter, and this clanker hits the dash to second base. And to avoid Tails marking it out, bro hits the up-down maneuver like it's nothing. And Tails' expression is so real, bro. He tired of this shit. A bot ends up hitting it out of the park, and Sonic finally does something and catches the ball. But Deco out here moving like the Tony brothers whenever they officiate OKC, and still counts the bat as a home run.
Wait, how does he know? Sonic, are you omnipotent?
They switch innings again with the score being 32-35, and Chuck decides to use his trump card by putting Cheese first to bat. And because they're so short, the bot-ass pitcher can't compute how to pitch properly, allowing Cheese to get a free walk. You can't have cheese with no cream, as she batters up and starts flirting with the pitcher, talking about some, ever since I saw you, I knew I loved you. Who the fuck thought this kid had to say this? What did you tell her before she went to go batter up, Chuck? What did you say? This results in the bot balking, giving Team Chuck another free walk, followed up with a Knuckles home run to tie the ball game at 35-35. Turns out Shorty over here was doing an urgent broadcast of the game, and eventually people started pulling up to the stadium. Wasn't y'all just tripping over Sonic a week ago, and now we just watching him play baseball like he Otani? Chris is back in the hole. He ends up getting 2 strikes, so Sonic decides to call a timeout. It's like, hey buddy, what you doing, man? All you gotta do is hit the ball. Chris out here doubting himself and shit, and Sonic's really just like, hey man, you're the only limit to what you can do, and that applies to all things in in life, not just baseball, giving Chris the motivation to get back on that plate and conquer his fears. But this nigga ends up striking out. You got a motivational speech and still gonna have a hype moment? Gang, Kid Mark Racing is stunning on you. This nigga is trash. But shout out plot armor, since the catcher fails to catch it and it becomes a runner's ball. And thankfully, Chris was able to make it to first base safely, meaning Team Sonic takes the lead for the first time during this entire ball game. Eggman starts tweaking out, so he resorts to plan B, which is accidentally launching a self-destructive robot on Sonic's head to try and force him to call the game off. But that boy Knuckles is quick with his thinking and tells Sonic to jump really high before punching that thing off cleanly. But instead of taking the L like a man, Eggman just leaves the stadium with the blue emerald. Yeah, the big blue ain't gonna let that slide. He'll get his get back, Eggman, just you wait.
Surprise assault. Take back the Chaos Emeralds.
The government has grown tired of Eggman's shenanigans and are ready to hit his ass with a RICO case. But there's one big problem. They've been examining Eggman's technology and it's more advanced than every country's military combined. Thankfully, the IDF agents know who Sonic is and tell the president that with his help, they can take that egghead down. And the president is like, who the fuck is that guy? Chris gets told by Agent Stewart that there's a red emerald at Silky Heights. And look at Stewart's face, man. He's like,
got him. We fucking got him.
Chris ends up calming to the guys and they head towards Silky Heights, but turns out the sign they followed was pointing the wrong direction because Rouge the Bat changed it. Since he just so happened to be listening to the convo Chris had with Stewart, she ends up arriving at the warehouse and to absolutely no one's surprise, it's a trap. Whoa, man. Hey, this is supposed to be a kid show. The commander already knows who Rouge is because she's made a big name for herself after stealing a treasured diamond from a museum without getting caught. So they decide to take her to the White House in an attempt to convince her to work for them. The president ends up offering her immunity from the jewel robberies as long as she joins the IDF in exchange. Rouge makes a joke about how the taxpayers wouldn't like this, and you're damn right I wouldn't like this shit. But before they can shake on it, Rouge asks the president if she has to give back the diamond she stole from the National Museum. And the president's like, who cares? Vice President follows up with the case is technically unsolved, so let's keep it that way. Classic America, am I right? Man, what the hell, Chris? The emerald isn't here. I don't know, Mr. Sonic. I swear, this is where Mr. Stewart told me to go. Man, no wonder IGN told me to stop hanging out with humans. Y'all are fucking stupid. Shit's about to get serious as the military is getting ready to land on Eggman's base like it's D-Day. But before they deploy, they make sure to attach a detonator to Rouge's wrist since they still don't trust her. So don't fuck around, girl, unless you tryna. They eventually get to the top floor before deciding that they should retreat and attack Eggman another day now that they have the map layout. But Rouge has other plans, so they assign Topaz to keep watch on her. They eventually make it to the storage room and discover the blue emerald, but it's never that easy as a mech comes and swoops up Topaz. So Rouge tries to save her by using high jump kick, but the egg sound uses screech and it's very effective. It even wakes Eggman's fat ass up. More reinforcements come in, and the way Rouge was moving, I could have sworn I was watching Paige Becker's bag work highlights. Peep how she baits the mech into creating a hole that leads to the energy room. Trust me, this will be important for later. Then backflips away from the bullets so that the other bot can malfunction and take out the shooter. Then proceeds to fracture the detonator on her wrist and yeets that shit straight into the egg sound's dome so that Topaz can press that button to set off the explosion, which neutralizes the egg sound, and Rouge adds a screw kick as a cherry on top. So you're telling me that this explosion was so explosive that it filled up the entire top floor and left a mushroom cloud, and Eggman got hit point blank and survived it with no injuries too. He just turned black. This is a crazy upscale. I need that Eggman versus Bowser rematch now. Eggman makes a declaration that they'll pay for this. This fat ass was just talking to talk though, since instead of spitting back on the government, he's chilling at the crib watching an infomercial before a very convenient interruption tells him that a Chaos Emerald has been found at Ring-A-Long Villa. Not suspicious at all. He ends up falling for the bait, and the spies give the other soldiers the green light to re-hit the base, and that boy Knuckles heard they were on their way and snuck into one of the fighter jets. Tails and the others are on the search for the third Chaos Emerald, and peep how that boy Chris got new goggles that Mr. Stewart gave him. Yeah, you already know that shit got a tracker on it. The Emerald Tracker picks up that there's an emerald in the cornfield, so they touch down, and the X Tornado turns into the X Cyclone. The model looks semi-faithful to the Adventure 2 one. Got me watching to replay and peek. Turns out the emerald is underground, and Francis, wait a minute, who the fuck is this shit? What does he even do? Francis is like, I don't we just use the X Cyclone to dig the emerald up, but Tails is like,
so we don't have the capacity.
So they start shoveling it the good old-fashioned way. Eggman slides through, and Tails hops in the Cyclone and tells Eggman that he won't let him have the emerald. And Eggman's like, you want to fight even though Sonic isn't with you? Well, let's be nice. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong. But you didn't have to say it. Tails marches in, but Eggman tells its fan mech to use Hurricane, which unleashes a wind so strong that it splits a path in between the grass and destroys the farmhouses that are a couple thousand feet away, mind you. But that boy Tails refuses to give up and gets back on his feet and tells Eggman he's not going to lose. Yes, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is what I love to see. Where has this been the past like 20 years? But unfortunately for him, Eggman has been holding back as he snaps his fingers and the wind kicks into higher gear. But even still, Tails tries to hold his ground, but it's no use as he gets sent flying away and knocks out from the impact. I ain't deducting no aura points from you this time, champ. You gave our respect with this one. But this nigga Eggman is out for blood as he commands his mech to step on the Cyclone because he wants it to crush Tails. But Mr. Late for the Swag comes in to save the day with ease. Somehow he just doesn't get affected by the heavy winds because he's that guy, I guess. Or maybe it's because he's the Knight of the Wind. Real shit, this show is literally just a Dragon Ball Goku Come Save Us script on loop, which you might be wondering how Sonic knew where the gang was. Well, turns out Mr. Stewart was keeping very close contact on Chris. As soon as he felt them crazy winds, he made that Israeli no-caller ID call to Chuck and gave him the low. And Sonic even asked Chuck, who the fuck is that? And Gramps is like, I don't know, I'ma still take his word though. Sonic knocks the fan mech over, which sends Eggman blasting off again. And Tails discovers the yellow emerald, but Eggman like, look, it's a bird, and snatches that shit from Tails, just like how he be doing in the games. And Sonic's like, don't worry, bro. We're spinning back on him ASAP, no Rocky. The military's in the middle of bombarding Eggman's base, but little did they know they were about to deploy their #1 option as the Big Red comes flying through. He comes crashing in at the perfect time, rescuing Rouge and the others leading the front lines by taking out an army of fighter mechs by himself. Knuckles starts gassing himself up and Rouge starts mocking him, but it's in a flirty, I'm trying to see what you can do type way. And I said it before and I'll say it again. We all thought Rouge was bad when we was kids. There's deadass reels of niggas LARPing making out with Judy Hobbs. I know how some of y'all get down. Remember that hole that exposed the energy room earlier? Rouge and him end up spinning back to put a time bomb on the core. But Bucko and Deco see this and trap them inside the energy room. Fuck all that shit though. This the Big Blue. They say the view. They got that boy on the big screen. The entire station square is relying on one man to save them. Just like how I'm relying on Brunson to not blow the Suo lead and bring my city a chip. Eggman sees Sonic and starts firing a whole lot of bullshit. But Tails is maneuvering like he Fox McCloud. Barrel roll, barrel roll. Tails then outlines a circle using bullets and Sonic headbutts right through it. Plus a Milliora for my goat. The blue blur has finally touched down at Eggman's base.
Go, go, Sonic! Go, go, Sonic! Go, go, Sonic! Sonic!
Sonic comes crashing into Eggman's room and that boy is shook because Eggman reveals his ultimate weapon, E18. This shit that's a whole Gundam. Eggman tells Sonic to bring it on and Sonic's like, bet. Peek this face off screen though, I'm about to cut. Eggman makes the first move and Sonic jumps over it, but Eggman kicks the Looney Tunes out of him, sending him flying into a wall. But you know what my goat says after getting absolutely cooked? He smirks and says, not bad. This nigga Eggman giddy as shit. He never thought this day would come. Sonic charges back in, but Eggman just palms him into the wall, and Sonic is amazed that Eggman finally managed to make a decent robot for once. But turns out the mech is being powered by 2 Chaos Emeralds, which explains why it's so strong.
This is it, Sonic. This is where you lose.
Hey boss, hate to ruin the bullet, but there's these guys who we saw in the power room. We decided to lock it in since we didn't know if they were enemies or not.
Yeah, sure. Let me check real quick. Knuckles and that alluring bat too? Of course they're enemies. Are you guys stupid? What are they doing in the power room anyways?
Something about leaving a time bomb on the core?
Nani?
Talk about hopeless. What kind of man starts a time bomb and gets locked into the same room? Maybe I ain't going hard enough on him last time. Sorry, Egghead. But today can't be the day that I lose. Sonic breaks free and comes charging right back in, so Eggman tries to go in for a swoop kick, but that don't work. The Hedgehog has adapted as he lands on the leg and skadooshes right through E18, snagging the 2 Chaos Emeralds in the process. Praise for that boy Ivo, man. It's so fucking over for him, as Sonic then proceeds to absorb the Chaos Energy and starts going haywire while destroying E18 and leaves the room, forcing Eggman to evacuate. This explosion was so strong, it blew the entire rooftop off. Job's not finished, since Sonic spins back to open up an exit for Knuckles, almost killing him in the process. I shout out Rouge for saving him. You know, his ignorant ass ain't even say thank you, and she starts getting mad and shit. Oh, so cute! So cute! Sonic keeps going through as he is determined to neutralize the explosion from taking the whole island out with it, but the bomb ends up detonating, and for a second, it looks like how Emu did Lelouchia, and the people of Station Square start celebrating that Eggman has been defeated, before realizing that Sonic is nowhere to be found. But Cream knows the goat will be okay, as the explosion's impact was completely reduced, and Sonic emerges from the smoke, smiling with the 2 emeralds, officially cementing himself as Station Square's friendly blue hedgehog.
You're too slow.
Hey man, if you made it to the end, I appreciate you for watching it. Go check out the Tails Potential Man video on the new channel. It's right here, and it's the pinned link in the comment section. Besides that, I love y'all. I'ma catch y'all.
So hard, handle with that.